Alright, we're going to do a couple graphing problems here on this particular one. You have y equals negative 3 sine theta plus 2. So, because this is my vertical shift of plus 2, I'm going to make my midline at 2. Since my amplitude is 5, or 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So I move that up. And 2 minus 3 equals negative 1. So down here I got negative 1. Since nothing changed on my period, we're going from 0 to 2 pi. Right in the middle of 0 and 2 pi is pi. Right in the middle of pi and 0 is pi over 2. And right in the middle of 1 and 2 is 1.5 pi, or 3 pi over 2. Because this graph is sine, we start at the midline. And because it's negative, normally we go up first, but instead I'm going to go down first. So we go down, back to the middle, back to the top, and so this looks like our regular negative sine curve, which is a sine curve but upside down. Alright, this one's a little bit harder, so we're going to do a couple of these. So first off, I'm going to get the period. Now the period is 2 pi over k, which in this case is 2 pi over 3. And to start, I'm going to take whatever's inside and set it equal to 0. So when I add pi over 2, I get 3 theta equals pi over 2. Then when I divide by 3, theta equals, well, 1/2 divided by 3 is 1/6, so I have pi over 6. So pi over 6 is where I'm going to start. Where am I going to stop? Well, if I start at 1/6 and I add 2/3, that's 5/6. So I'm going to end at 5 pi over 6. So what's right in the middle of 1 pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6? Well, I'm just going to take the average of those two. So 1/6 plus 5/6 equals 1. 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. So in the middle here we have pi over 2. What is right in the middle of 1/6 and 1/2? Well, 1/6 plus 1/2 and divided by 2 is going to be 2 over 6, or 1/3. What's right in the middle of 1/2 and 5/6? 1/2 plus 5/6 divided by 2 is going to turn out to be 2/3. So we got 2 pi over 3. Now we start, because nothing changed with the y values, we got from negative 1 to positive 1. We make it look like our regular sine curve, which means we start in the middle, go to the top, go to the bottom, then back to the middle. So this is one cycle of the sine curve. Alright, let's take a look at another one here. So for my period, we have 2 pi over pi, which is 2. For my start, I'm going to set pi theta plus pi over 2 equal to 0. Subtract pi over 2 on both sides, and we have pi theta equals negative pi over 2. When I divide both sides by pi, theta equals negative 1/2. So that's negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 plus 2 equals 3/2. So that's where I'm going to end it. So what is right in the middle of negative 1/2 and 3/2? Well, we're going to take the average of these. Negative 1/2 plus 3/2 divided by 2 turns out to be 1/2. When you're putting it in your calculator, you're going to put that in the calculator, like that. So we got 1/2. What's right in the middle of negative 1/2 and positive 1/2? 0. What's in the middle of 1/2 and 3/2? 1. Just by taking the average of the two numbers again. Since we didn't do anything with the y values, we're still going from negative 1 and positive 1. Since this time we have a cosine graph, we start at the maximum, we go to the middle, go to the bottom, and back up to the top to end the cycle. Alright, just to make sure that we all see this, there's a negative sign in front of the 3. And so, when I do this problem, we're going to take care of the y parts first. Since we got the plus 1 at the end, I'm going to start at 1. Since my amplitude is 3, the high value is going to be 4. The low value is going to be negative 2, because 1 plus 3 equals 4, and 1 minus 3 equals negative 2. So, for my period, we have 2 pi divided by 1/2, which equals 4 pi. And theta over 2 minus pi over 2 equals 0. So I can find out where I'm going to start this cycle. Add pi over 2. So theta over 2 equaled pi over 2. Multiply by 2. And theta equals pi. Well, if the period is 4 pi and I start at 1 pi, we are going to end at 5 pi. What is right in the middle of 1 pi and 5 pi? 3 pi. What's in the middle of 1 pi and 3 pi? 2 pi. In the middle of 3 pi and 5 pi is 4 pi. Because we have a negative and we have a cosine, I'm going to start at the bottom, which is starts at pi and negative 2. Works our way up to the top when we're in the middle. And then back down to 1 and negative 2 to complete the cycle. So here are 4 examples. If you have any questions or want to see a specific example, feel free to email me or message me or write it on the Facebook page or Twitter or whatever you decide.